This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So yesterday class we used images and Bootstrap images classes for the making circle and round corners, right? There is no any shadow class for the in the Bootstrap for the images. In the Bootstrap 3, they introduced the box shadow for the images, but in the Bootstrap 4.5, they removed the box shadow for the images. Okay, so we have to create manually. Suppose you want to apply any shadow for that images, we need to write our own CSS. Okay, so like this you can use, and one more, you can apply the responsive class also for the image. Okay, so for example, if you check in the mobile device or any other device, these images, it is like a fixed size. Okay, let me check this one. The responsive part, it's not wrapping automatically. Okay, so let me decrease the size. See, image is cropping, not able to see other screens like mobile and other above mobile devices. Okay, so image is not scaling as per my screen resolution, as per my screen. Okay, so for this responsive, we have a ready-made class that is image fluid. Let's say here img fluid. Okay, in the older version, image response is there. I mean, that is Bootstrap 3. So in the Bootstrap 4, they renamed the class name from image responsive to image fluid for the responsive purpose on any screen. Okay, let me check on the first image. See, now the circle image is scaled based on my screen, which I applied the image fluid. The second image is not scaling. Okay, so like this you can apply the image fluid class, and the image will be scaled uh, depends on your screen size. Okay, automatically the image width and height will be scaled when you apply the image fluid class. Let me apply the second image also, image fluid. Okay, now image will be scaled like this. Okay, like the complete picture or complete image you can see on any size of screen. Okay, so we need to apply only the image fluid class for the response. Okay, and is there any doubts in the yesterday class, Namta and Apurva?
No.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, now I'm going to teach about the tables. Okay, the tables we used in the HTML basics, right? Okay, that is like just like a plain table. We're going to use the table tag and table row. Okay, table data, TD, and some content. That is just like raw content, raw HTML code. There's no any styling. Okay, even border also not there in the table on HTML. Okay, so in the Bootstrap table, we're going to use more classes for better presentation with multiple rows and multiple columns and different colors and mouse over effect. Okay, and mouse over means like H over. When you H over, the particular row will be highlighted with some background color like that. Okay, and we can apply the borders also. And we can add some dark color. Okay, like we have some set of Bootstrap classes for the table. Okay, just we are going to apply those classes. The CSS will apply automatically. Okay, let me put this in the comment. So in the older days, we don't have any div tag like block elements or HTML5 tags like section, article, header now, like around 10, 15 years back. Okay, we have only table for creating the web page. Actually, the website was developed with the table on the starting days. After day by day, we're introducing some new tags like a div and CSS we're going to use the div and CSS for making the different columns, rows like that. Okay, but earlier the first starting days table only for creating rows like columns like that. Okay, so let me take the table one. Okay, so that is like a parent element to all inner child elements for the table head. Okay, table row, for the table data. Okay, so all these should be inside the table. Okay, so here I'm going to use th. So th, that is like a table head. Okay, before the th I need one row. So for the row I'm going to use tr, table row. So inside that row I have multiple headers, like 2 headers or 3 headers, 4 headers, 5 headers. Okay, so here I'm going to use table head like this. Suppose I have the 4 columns, like 4 heads, and the second row tr. Again here this normal data. So normal data means table data. So for the table data you can use td. Okay, so here you can say table column, or you can say cell also. Okay, like this we have again here the 4 columns and 4 columns of data. Okay, so first by default without applying any bootstrap CSS, let me check how it is displaying and what are the CSS applying by default. It's like just a plain text, but some text color. Okay, like a header color is applied. Now it is just like a normal plain text. Okay, for this we are going to apply the bootstrap table classes. Okay, so first we need to apply the base class for this table, because here we are going to use multiple classes in the table. Okay, so for the table we need to apply a base class. The class is table. Okay, so that is table is the base class. So we need to start with the table class. So once you apply the table class, see, the content automatically wrapped, applying some space, applying some borders, and it's wrap the full screen. Let me check here. So until you are providing the fixed container, okay, it will take the full width of your device. Okay, so that is the base class for the table.
Can I
So
ask
like
you?
this one, yeah,
How
tell
do
me.
we, okay, how do we know which one to use? Because we don't know the table class is available. So can we see anywhere that what are the classes available, and then for what purpose we can use that one?
Yeah, that's what I told you right yesterday. So in the bootstrap we have thousands of classes, so all those classes we cannot remember. Okay, suppose when you creating any one component, like for example navigation or drop down, okay, or some carousel or forms related, image related. Okay, so first you need to check out all the classes particular that component. Okay, let's say navigation. Okay, so let me show you that. Where is the navigation? Yeah, here. Yeah, here in the navigation section, the nav tag with the class is navbar. Okay, so the navbar is the base class, right? So again the same like navbar related, navbar expand sm, that is the device class, and navbar dark, that is the like color theme, like text color like that, and mybase is custom class. Okay, and fixed top. Okay, so navbar expand sm, navbar dark, fixed top. Okay, these are all classes, the set of navbar classes.
Okay.
Okay, and again, when it comes to the drop down and navigation, see here in the UL class, navbar nav margin auto. Okay, for the making alignment, use the margin auto, but navbar navigation one is the class for displaying proper way that navbar nav. Okay, and again for the list item, nav item.
Mhm.
Okay, see, you can see the some little bit difference between each class, but the starting is nav in everywhere. You can see that highlighted the nav. Everywhere it is highlighted. Nav item, nav link. Okay, nav bar. Okay, it's like you can see nav item, nav link, like this. So that means, so each and every component they have some relative name, just like navigation. So first we need to check out all the classes what we have in the navigation when you creating. Like that way you can apply and you can practice on that. So you cannot go enter the Bootstrap style sheet for remember the classes. It's very difficult to remember that those classes. When you using or when you creating that particular component, you can use those classes and you can remember easily. Okay, let me show you that Bootstrap class also. We have the Bootstrap class here. Bootstrap CSS. No, I think yeah, here it is. See here, total how many lines of CSS? See total how many? Around 10,278 lines of CSS. So here we have the different classes and the user defined classes and selectors like HTML. Okay, and for the responsive purpose, there is a lot of CSS. It's very difficult to remember all the classes, right? So when you say like, for example, navigation, let's say, let me find the nav bar. The nav bar was started here. So immediately they are going to use other subclasses and child classes. Nav bar container, nav bar content fluid, okay, and the container SM for the device purpose, and below nav bar brand, okay, and nav bar brand H over, like some H over effect, okay. All these subclasses they are written on one below one. It's all related to nav bar only.
Okay.
Okay, so like this, when you're creating, you have to apply some the relevant classes, okay, for making the better look and feel by applying the CSS classes, and then you can remember easily.
Okay.
That is the good way to remember all the classes. Okay, and for example, forms related. Okay, for example, form control classes is there. Okay, so this is our base class for the forms. Okay, like all these declaration given here, and other like prefers, reduced, motion reduce, some other child classes also is there. All this. Okay, so like this you can remember Ananta and Apurva.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, fluid. Class. Because when you use any framework, it's very difficult to remember all the classes.
Yeah.
And no need to remember all those classes, because on the overall the Bootstrap we are going to use just 20 to 30% only the Bootstrap CSS classes or any other components, because the Bootstrap framework is developed for the different requirement. Okay, you can use the website, large scale website, you can use for the single page website. Okay, even you can use the response also, and even you can use the like dashboards, admin panels also. Okay, when you creating any one website or web page, so we're going to use for maximum to max 30 to 40% of CSS. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so here the table, okay, automatically the table is wrapped to the total width when you apply the table on the table tag. Okay, so like this we can apply other subclass also, like you can say table border. Okay, table border means now there is no any border. Okay, just we have only one horizontal line between the table head and table column. Okay, when you apply the table border class, see, you can see like row, and each row have some cell like column, like it's applying the four borders, the four side borders, top, right, bottom, left. Okay, so like this we can apply the table border class also. Okay, and other class is table h over. Okay, suppose we have some large data. So large data means when you're creating any some user details or some or we can say the um, like voters data. Okay, so we'll have some large kind of data, like thousands, lakhs of data is there. So when using that kind of data, you can apply some mouse over for reading the complete row of the data, like how many columns you have, like 5, 10 or 20 columns. When I mouse over the particular row, that row will be highlighted with some background color. Okay, so for this we can apply table h over, table h over like this. See, when I mouse over on the second row, it's highlighting on mouse over. Let's take some 3 to 4 rows. See, when I mouse over in any row, that entire row is highlighting for better reading and for better display. For it is some like some user friendly concept. Okay, so like this we can apply the table h over also. And one more is you can use the stripe class also. Table stripe. Okay, so now all the rows is like just a plain white background color. When I applied the stripe class, see, the alternative rows is taking the light gray color. For some each row a little bit differentiation like this. Okay, so that is table stripe class, and you can apply the responsive also here. Now it is not responsive. Let me check this. See, now it is not responsive. The content should not, it's okay. Let me increase some rows like columns. Let's say table head. So when we have more columns, the table should be responsive. Like without horizontal scroll. Okay, so let me check this one now. See, now the table is not responsive. It's going outside of your table. See here. If you have still more columns, again it will go out of the table. And one more thing, the bottom we can see the scroll bar. That is the browser scroll, horizontal scroll. Okay, the browser, if you have the browser scroll on horizontal scroll, it should not be there. The scroll bar should be within the table. Okay, that is the responsive table. So within the table means here in the below of the table, when you apply the responsive class for the table, you can see some horizontal scroll on bottom of the table. Suppose user want to read the other columns data which is hiding. Okay, you can scroll table section and you can read the content, but it's not the page horizontal scroll. Okay, so like this we can use the responsive classes here. Okay, let me apply that the class, the table, but here we're not applying the response class for the table. We're going to use div tag. So now it is the div tag. Okay, so let me apply the class. Class is equal to table responsive. Let me check this. No, so still page scroll only. Table responsive div is correct, everything. I think class was renamed. Let me check this one. Table responsive. Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, it is correct. The same thing again. Table responsive. But why it's not okay? Yes, it is applied. Maybe before some spell mistake is there. I'm applying the table responsive. Okay, now it is okay. Now we have table scroller, not page scroll. Okay, now we can scroll the table. We can read the other content which is hidden. Okay, so that is table responsive. So like this, you can use number of columns when you're creating large kind of data with multiple rows and multiple columns. You can write and you can read by horizontal scroll in the table itself. Okay, suppose if you see any dashboards, we have a lot of columns, like 10 columns, 20 columns, 30 columns. All the columns we cannot display at the one time on your screen, even small screen, medium screen, large screens. Okay, so we are going to use the bootstrap class, the responsive one. Okay, and the content will be scale within your table, within your screen, but we need horizontal scroll for read all the content. Okay, so here the tables, here also we have some theme, like suppose you can say here busy dark, something you can say here busy dark. Let's check how it is displayed. Yeah, this is like some dark theme table like this. Okay, so the total look and feel changed once you apply the busy dark. Okay, so and here the background is dark and text I'm not able to read it. The text also in black color, right? I need to apply some class for the text also, for the light color or some white color for the text headers and columns text as well. Okay, so here let's say here table, let's say light, table light color. Table light, light's not open. Yeah, stable light, dark. Let's say white color also is there, busy white. Oh, there is no meaning. Busy white, dark white means. Again, let's say now it is again the white color. Let's say some text color here. Yeah, text light. Yeah, now we have the text light. Okay, so like this you can apply the dark theme for the table, and for the text you can use the text light color also. Like this you can apply. Okay, so but by applying some more classes, like the table is the base class for the entire table, and other subclasses we are going to apply applying some different CSS, like border, HOR effect, stripe class, table light. I think table light not required here. Okay, the text light, busy dark, like this. And like this way you have other theme also, some other like a different colors, like colors means like some contextual colors, like green, yellow, okay, like dark, okay, and like some blue, other classes also here. Okay, let's say here now it is a busy dark, right? The busy, you can say the device also. Suppose if you are writing any particular device, you can apply the device also here. The busy dark, let's say here, let's say busy info, okay, and primary, okay, secondary. Okay, so let's apply the primary class. Now the blue color theme here, we'll say the blue busy primary. Okay, so like this you can apply any class that related to the table, and you can apply the more CSS for the better look and feel, like visibility, readability, and for the user friendly also, right? Okay, is it clear, Ananta and Apurva?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I didn't create any single class. Just I'm applying only the bootstrap classes. Suppose if you want any some custom styling, then you have to write your own CSS. Just like I created my BG on the navigation section, right? So we need to create our custom class, okay, in the custom.css, and then you can apply for any specific like custom style. Okay, so like this we can use the table, and like for example like here you can say that is Jumbotron. Let me put, okay, so let's say here suppose if you want to highlight some any important information if you want to display on the page. Okay, so here we have the bootstrap class, like we can say Jumbotron. So Jumbotron is, that is like you can say that information is important in that web page. So for displaying any important information, we have the Jumbotron classes. Let's say here take one div, okay, and inside div I have one h1, and here you can say some important information, okay, and below this paragraph you can say important information and content or something, not like this. Okay, so let me check how it is displayed. Now it is why it's applying red color by default. It should be black, right? I didn't apply any classes. Okay. So my custom CSS applied some CSS, right, for the H1. Yeah, yes, because of this. So in our custom style sheet, H1 is selected and applied something. Okay, so because of that, so it's applying by default because that is a HTML element. Okay, let me comment this. Is there any other H1s? No. Yeah, now it is the default color. Default black. I mean bootstrap black color. Okay. So now when use the div h1 text and the paragraph text, this is the look. Okay, that is like a normal regular styling. Okay, suppose the content is important in your web page, you have the Jumbotron class here. You can apply the class is called Jumbotron. Let me Jumbotron. Okay, once you apply the Jumbotron, see how it is. So the total look and feel was changed. Some light gray color, okay, and applying some space, left, right, bottom, top. Okay, so the total look and feel was changed. So like this, you can apply the Jumbotron class for any like important information on your web page. Okay, so like this, you can use the Jumbotron class. Okay? And let's say other like alert boxes also is there. Suppose let's say here the div, let's say anchor some, you can say alert text. Okay, so alert text means here we are going to highlight some any particular content. Okay, suppose when page loading we are going to show some alerting message like on the alert, like on the top of the screen, okay, or displaying on the page itself. Okay, we can apply alert classes here. And in the alert class also we have different BG color themes, like say yellow, blue, dark. Okay, like primary, secondary. Okay, like success. We have the different color themes for highlighting that alert text here. Okay, so let's say here alert information. Let's say here first we should say the class alert. Here also alert is the base class. Okay, and then alert, for example success, alert success. So alert success class is for the green color theme. Okay, let me check here. See, so light color, the light green color is applied on the alert text. Okay, so like the same way we can apply the other theme also. Let's check other. For example, you can say here primary. Yeah, it's correct. alert and alert primary. Okay. Yeah, it's like some light color because both are very light color. If you observe, the first one is light green and second one is light. Okay, so that is primary class. Like this, we can use. For example, you can say alert info. Like this is the info color. Okay, so let's say here danger for the red color alert information. Let's say alert. Okay, at the same time we have let's say like what other classes, like let's say warning classes for the yellow color, like this. Okay, so like this we can highlight any content, like if it is a hyperlink, whether it is a paragraph or any list item also. Okay, so like this you can highlight any content using these alert classes. Suppose when you loading the page, you want to show some information. Okay, before going to load information, you want to show some information on the alert box. Okay, using these alert classes we can highlight with different color themes. The light green, light blue, like a primary color, success color. Okay, like a danger color, warning color. We can use all these alert classes. Okay, so like this we can apply the alert classes on any one which you want the highlight the any information. Okay, and buttons is there, like buttons also same way. I think we used already some couple of buttons in the starting itself. Maybe I will show you other button classes here. Let's say this. Whatever. Okay, so here we have HTML5 button. Okay, before HTML5 button, suppose if you want to create like a button kind of look and feel button functionality, we're using the input box and we're saying type button or type submit before button tag the pin and HTML4. Okay, after HTML5 we can use the button tag, like for example submit button, reset button, cancel button, or reset button, or send button. Okay, for all these kind of buttons we can use HTML5 button tag. Okay, for here I'm going to use like for example here submit. Let me say submit, and in the button tag let's say here also the base class btn. Okay, you should start with the btn base class and then you can apply other subclasses for the different styling. Okay, so let's say here button, again you need to start with the btn only every button classes, and you can see other subclasses here. Button outline info. Okay, button danger, button block, all other subclasses for the different colors, different sizes. Okay, different color theme like with outline. Okay, so for example here you can say button outline danger. See here. See the button was created, just applying button outline color, danger color. Okay, so when mouse over also some cs apply with the pool animation, pool HO effect with the background fill color. Okay, and the text white, so applying the css. Okay, so like this you can use other subclass also here. Let's say here button So here let's say success here. First I'll remove this outline, and here also I'll remove this. Let's say here the button danger, let's say here reset or clear. Okay, and the third button is the class is reset, means like we can say warning, and here we can say cancel. Okay, for the cancel button you can say danger. So this is like some buttons order when you applying any form and submitting the form. Usually we are using the first button is submit after filling all the information. And suppose user want to clear the information, suppose we want to refill the information, he will clear all information which is already entered. Okay, and all the form values will be clear. Okay, and when you want to cancel the form, you can just say cancel. Okay, the form will be closed. Okay, so like this we can use buttons. Let me check how it is displayed. Like this. Okay, generally in the forms we are going to see this kind of buttons: submit, reset, cancel. The submitting means the form will be submit. The reset, the form values will be clear and the form will be refreshed. Okay, and the cancel means the form is going to cancel, means the form is closing. Okay, so like this we can use the button classes. Okay, and let's say here other classes, like for example button block. Okay, I have only simple like the login form. So in the login form I want to use the total login form width for the button. Okay, so let's say here button block. Here we have the button block class. So button block class means, see how it is displayed. So the entire space. Okay, so now there is no any form inside the web page only, so the entire web page width used. So that means once you apply the button block class, whatever the width you have, the width means the parent container width. Suppose okay, so in that time your button block width will be 400 pixels. So that means the button block will apply the entire your parent element or your container width. Okay, so like this we can apply the buttons. You can say justify buttons also. Okay, so like same way, suppose when applying the form and user submitting some form, let's say here can say submit disable. Yeah, disable class also we have here. Now we can use click on submit and cancel also. So when you use the disable class, okay, so the button is disabled. We cannot click here. Only reset is only option. Okay, the cancel button and the submit button is not working because those buttons are disabled. Okay, suppose when you validating the form, suppose some mandatory fields are there, like first name, mobile number, okay, or email address, some important contact information. So do you want to enter? So until enter the information, the submit button and cancel button will be disabled. After entering correct value with the correct data types, for example, if it is a email, the value should be email. The pattern, email pattern should be email. Okay, so that is the correct value. So then the value will be validated and automatically the submit disable will be removed and it will be activated. So that is like a JavaScript commands. I will teach on the JavaScript section, but in the Bootstrap we are going to use the disable class for disable any buttons like this. Okay, so like this we can use the button classes. Like here also, like a total around 8 different color themes are there, like different themes, like a blue, okay, green, yellow, red, like different themes are there here. Okay, so clear, Ananta and Nakula?
Yeah.
Okay, so here like this we can use the buttons. Mostly we are using on the forms only, not like in regular content. And the forms only we are going to use these buttons like this, like submit button, reset button, send button, login button, okay, register button. We are using in the forms only. Okay, let's say other buttons group. Okay, the same kind of buttons. Let's say here. Let me remove the button block. Let me remove that disable also. Okay, now again the same 3 buttons we have. Now it's look like a 3 different, like separated. Okay, submit is one button. Okay, reset is one button and cancel is one button. It's like total 3 different buttons, like individual buttons. Okay, so for this we can use the button group class also. So button group class means it's like a one button, but if you click the submit button is separate, and if you click on the reset will be separate, cancel is separate like that. Okay, so for this we have button group class as well. Let me check. So first we need to take one parent element, let's say the div class, div tag. Okay, so that means all these 3 buttons, okay, inside our div tag. So that is you can say group elements or group buttons also. Okay, whatever the class I applied in the div, the class will apply all these 3 buttons. Okay, let me apply one group class here. For example, you can say class btn group. Okay, so button group, that is the parent class for all the 3 buttons. Okay, again here same thing, you can use success warning danger like this. Okay, let me check how it is the CSS. Now you can see all 3 buttons look like one, but you can separate with the color theme, like just like indicating the particular colors: green submitting, reset, clear information, cancel button. It's look like one component. Okay, so like this we can group buttons, like 2 buttons, 3 buttons, 4 buttons like this. The same way now it is like a horizontal, right? Okay, now you can apply the vertical also, like one below one, like this you can see. Now it is okay. So based on your requirement, based on your UI design, okay, based on your layout, okay, suppose you want to have some width, sufficient width you don't have on the component, so you can place one below one. Okay, if you have the more space, sufficient space, you can apply only button group for placing side by side. For displaying, for placing one below one, you can just say button group vertical. Okay, so like this you can use this, like a horizontal by default, by applying what display one below, right? Okay, in the same way we can use the drop down. Sorry. drop downs also here. Okay, so now it is again the same, like side by side. Okay, let's say here the button group and drop downs in the drop down in the buttons. Okay, let's say suppose if you see some e-commerce website, they are going to list out all the categories, like different categories of the products. So when you click on the categories button, you can see some different categories. For example, shopping items. Okay, for electronics, oh, and some any other shopping different categories. We are going to list out all the products, like category products. Okay, so here let me apply here. Let's say button. Let me take a new thing here. The div class is equal button group. Okay, so inside this div, let's say button. Here you can say, let's say category. Okay, so here you can say some like type button. And other attributes also, like here other class attributes or any other some functionality attributes we are going to provide in the category section here. Let's say other like class button. Yeah, okay, so here okay, so let's say button classes here for the button. Okay, class is equal, let's say button and button success or any some other class. Okay, button classes, and for the toggling purpose we are going to say drop down toggle. Button drop down toggle, right? So here I have to say the data toggle also. When user clicks on the button, it should be toggle. So toggle nothing but the data we are going to hide and we are going to show. Okay, so let's say here data toggle, data same thing, toggle is equal to, let me check here. Categories button. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so here I'm going to use other drop down buttons here. So once user clicks on the button, just like a drop down we used already in the navigation, right, on the service section. Okay, the same way here we are going to use drop down using the button tag and toggle, like using the data toggle. Okay, so let me use here, can say the div. For the div we can say class is equal to drop down menu. So inside the div I'm going to use list of products or list of items or list of some menu. Okay, let's say here anchor href dummy link. Okay, let's say here the product one or something, and we can apply the class product, download drop down item. Let's say here drop down. So each one we are going to say drop down item. Okay, let's say some 3 or 4. Okay, so like this we can apply. So here we are going to apply multiple elements. So first we need to take this one parent element, like parent tag, and we are going to apply the parent class for that. So the button group will apply the whole component for the button. Okay, for the drop down categories or drop down items. Okay, so that is the button group class on the parent toggle. Okay, and for the button we are going to need to say the type button and class. This is select for the class button success. This is just for styling. Okay, and how it's look like. And the second one is the drop down toggle. Data toggle is toggle, it should say. No, data toggle. Yeah, let's I need to say drop down here. Data toggle is equal to, let's say here um, drop down. Yes. Data toggle. It's correct, right? Showing red. Data toggle. Toggle, drop down toggle. Data toggle is right. Okay, here we should close the yeah, no, that's correct. Okay, so now these two is the for the functionality. Drop down toggle and data toggle is drop down is for the functionality. So when user click on the button, okay, something like some category should display or some any other information. Okay, so for this we are going to provide the drop down menu on the product items. Okay, drop down menu. Let me check this. Okay, now we have some categories button here. We have small arrow also, and once we click, you can see the drop down of buttons. Just like you can say the category of items, like category 1, category 2, category 3, or any like product 1, product 2, product 3. Like. Okay, so this kind of you can see some e-commerce websites. So in the e-commerce website, we have some multiple categories. So each and every category again we will have different products. Okay, for the easy search, we are going to categorize the all the products. Categorize product 1, product 2, product 3, product 4, like that. Okay, so like this also you can use the button and button classes, button group class, button success class. Okay, and the drop down menu and drop down item. Okay, the navigation drop down is different, and the group button, this button is different completely. In the navigation drop down, why we are using, we are going to route other screen, like other page or other section. I mean, it's like navigating the web page, website. That is navigation drop down. But here we are going to select the particular category or particular product. So that is the difference button the navigation in the drop down and in this button drop down. Okay, so first when you say the button group class, all button classes should be applied. Here there is no any nav drop down, nav bar, nav item, nav link. There is no any nav related classes here. Okay, so all related to the button classes, like drop down item, button success. Okay, like a type button and button group, like other button classes. Okay, like all it should be related the button class. Okay, so is it clear, Ananta and Napurva?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine. So tomorrow I will teach Monday. So Monday I will teach other some components like this the same. So when using any some particular component, we'll have some set of classes just like navigation, like these buttons, like forms related, like image and text related. In the Bootstrap, you can say all text related classes. You can say typography. So typography means those all classes relating to the text related. You can say just typography. Okay. So like all text related classes, image related classes, any. So all like class, all these classes, it's like just you are going to apply like one by one. So we are going to use repeating the same classes multiple times for different requirement. Okay, so any other like for example drop down or tabs or any form inputs. Okay, like for example modal boxes and popover. All these we have some set of classes just we are going to apply. That's why I told you right in the starting. So in the Bootstrap, there is no any like other technology. No need to learn any other technology. Just we are going to apply the Bootstrap to our page. You know how to apply, how to modify. I mean how to customize. Okay. So what are the classes available? Okay. So we need to find out the relevant classes. Just we have to apply. That is the only thing on the Bootstrap. Okay, and Monday I will teach you some of the classes and we'll finish the Bootstrap, then we'll go for the JavaScript.
Okay.
Okay, 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 fine.
Thank you.
Ananta,
Thank you.
bye. Bye, Apollo.